Hey guys, so in my last video at the end I showed my nails and how they matched my hair. So today's video is going to be me doing my nails. To start out, I was going to use these reflective gels. I was going to do red on my left hand and black on my right hand. I did end up doing 2 layers of the red and curing each layer for 60 seconds, and then I did 1 layer of the black and cured that for 60 seconds. And then as I was doing the second layer of the black, I decided I didn't like the glitter, so then I ended up taking all of that off and restarting. And for those that didn't watch my last video, it was just me dyeing my hair. I do have split dyed hair. The left side is black and the right side is red. So when I was doing my nails, I did them opposite. So my right hand is red and my left hand is red and my right hand is black. So like I said, I took that glitter gel off and I'm going to be using this red from Rosalind and Perfect Black from Madam Glam. This red did come in a kit that Rosalind had sent me one time. I'll see if I can find that kit again, but I'm not 100% sure if I'll be able to. And I don't think they sell like individual gel polishes either. But I will try to find the kit if I can. But anyhow, I did go ahead and paint my pointer, middle, and ring finger with the red. And then on my right hand, I did the pointer, middle, and ring, but in black. And I did 2 layers of each color on each hand, curing each layer for 60 seconds. And then when I was painting this middle nail, I was feeling like I wasn't liking this red. So then I ended up wiping the red off and trying out 2 different reds off camera, but they just weren't what I was wanting. So I did end up going back to the Rosalind one and, like I said, painting those 3 nails with that. Also, usually when I do my nails, I do put down a base coat beforehand. It just makes the gel polish go on a lot smoother. It also prevents it from seeping into any of those scratches that are left behind from filing. Even though I do buff the nails, some of those scratches are really deep and they don't fully come out. So the gel polish does seep down into that. And for some reason, when I did this set, I didn't put the base coat down. And I really regret doing that because, like I said, it wasn't going on as smoothly as it would with the base coat, and on the first layer the gel polish was seeping down into those little scratches that were still left behind, and it was just making things a little more difficult for me, but I just went with it. Then for the pinky and thumbs on both hands, I did ombres. On my right hand here, I did my thumb off camera because I was testing it out to see how I wanted to do the ombre. But how I did it was I started out by painting the top half red and then the bottom half black. And then I took this little like round sponge thing that I have. I got it off of Temu, I think. And then I painted half of it red and half of it black and sponged that on to blend the red and the black together. I learned when doing my thumb that you need to make sure you have some gel polish on that sponge, because if you don't, it will just take the gel polish off of your nail and it won't blend them together. So you do kind of need some gel polish on that sponge to make sure that it's not taking the gel polish off the nail and is actually blending the two colors together. I did 2 layers of this and I cured each layer for 60 seconds. And I don't think I showed me doing my right hand just because it was the same thing and I was doing other stuff on the other nails and I didn't want this video to be too long. But on my right hand, instead of doing the red at the top and the black on the bottom, I switched it so the black was on the top and the red was on the bottom, but I did the exact same technique that I did here on this hand on the other hand. And then for the pointer finger here, I'm just adding on some blooming gel because I'm going to take my dotting tool and dip it into the black gel polish and then do kind of like a curved line of dots going down the nail. And then I let that spread out a little bit before wiping down the sides and then curing for 60 seconds. And then I did the same thing on my right hand, just using the red gel polish instead. For the ring nails, I wanted to do like an aura type nail, but I don't have an airbrush machine, so I was trying to do it with the blooming gel, because I've done that before, where you put the blooming gel down and then put like a dot in the middle and then it'll bloom out and kind of give that aura look. But it wasn't really looking right when I was doing it. So then I wiped it off. I think I tried it again with the blooming gel and decided that wasn't working very well for me. So then I tried to like sponge it on instead to get that aura look, but that really wasn't working for me. So then I did off camera take a minute to try and figure out the best way for me to do the aura nail here. And then I do show how I ended up getting it to work on my right hand. And speaking of airbrush machines, please don't be mixing gel polish with acetone to do the airbrushing. Get some actual like airbrush paints to do this because it is extremely unsafe to be mixing the gel polish with acetone and using the airbrush like that. So the way I ended up getting the aura to work was putting down the blooming gel, and then instead of just dotting on the gel polish or doing a line down the middle of the nail, I actually painted on a circle. And then I did have to leave it sit for quite a long time. I think that was also part of the problem when I was trying to do it earlier, was that I wasn't letting it sit enough. I was being really impatient and just expecting it to bloom out right away like it would if you just do a small little dot or draw a thin line on it. Because there is more gel polish going on, it does take a little longer for it to bloom out. But once it was bloomed out the way I wanted it, I did go ahead, wipe down the sides, and cure for 60 seconds. Now I'm just grabbing out all the charms that I think I'm going to use. Some of them are from Amazon, some of them are from Shein. The chain that I'm going to be using is actually from Walmart in their like jewelry making section. I'll try to link all of the charms that I used. I also used this rhinestone glue, and this rhinestone glue that I'm using, it does leave behind a sticky layer. They do have a version of this glue that does not leave a sticky layer, but I use the not sticky layer one for my aquarium nails, and I'll use this one that does leave behind the sticky layer for adding on my charms and rhinestones and stuff. So I'm just going to be applying some of the glue to the nail and then adding on the charms. I had no idea how I was going to do this or how I was going to place the charms and stuff on, or which charms exactly I was going to use. So in between each nail, I would stop recording and try and figure out what I was going to do and what I was going to put on. After I get the charms on, I do flash cure them real quick so they stay in place. And then after I get all of the charms on all of the nails, I do a full 60-second cure. As you can see on this nail, I did put a glob there in the middle, and then I kind of feathered it out. That way it wouldn't leave like a lump where the glue ends at, and it's still a nice like seamless blend from the glue to the rest of the nail. And I did do this in like different parts because like I said, I didn't know what I was going to be doing. Usually I will have an idea of how I'm going to do my charms and rhinestones on my nails, so I'll just put the glue down on the entire nail or wherever the charms and rhinestones are going to be, and then put them all on at once. But like I said, because I didn't know what I was doing, I did it in like sections because I was unsure and I knew one thing that I wanted, so I'd put that on, cure it, and then figure something else out, put that on, cure it, and just kept doing it like that for all of the nails until I got charms on all of the nails and got it how I wanted it. On this middle nail, I did put the chain around the nail, which is so hard to do by yourself, but I just did it in like sections. So I started on one side, got that glued down, then I did the top part up by like the cuticle area, got that glued down, then I went down the other side, got that glued down, and then I did cut it so that I could get that bottom part down on the free edge to lay flat, because for some reason it wasn't laying flat and it wasn't like working out right. So I did cut it so that I could get it to lay flat and fit in that little section there on the free edge. I also don't show me doing my right hand just because I am using the exact same charms and doing the same placement as I am here on my left hand. And the nice thing about these charms, like the coffin charm and the moon and the little like devil face and what the little angel thing, they have like a rounded back to them. They're not completely flat like those little silver balls are or like regular rhinestones are. They do have a slight curve to them, so they fit on the nail a lot better, and they're not like sticking up off of the nail since the nail is rounded. So that is really nice with these charms that I used. Now I'm using my LGN shiny top coat and just top coating the nails. I typically, when I'm doing charms and rhinestones, I will put the glue down and then put the top coat right on top. But because I was working in sections and I wasn't sure how I was going to place down the charms, I just did the glue and saved the top coat for last, which I hate going around charms and rhinestones and stuff with the top coat. It's just a pain in the butt, especially when they have like different like how these charms have things like coming off of them, like the horns on that one or the drips on the moon. It's hard to get in between those with the top coat, and just like having to be careful and going around everything. It's just a pain in the butt, and it's a lot easier for me to put the top coat before I put the charms on. But like I said, I did it differently this time just because I didn't know how I was doing anything. But I just went around as best as I could. If I got any of the top coat on those charms, it really didn't matter. I did purposely put the top coat on these little silver balls just because I felt like the silver was probably going to chip off from everyday wear and like washing my hands if I didn't do that. I also top coated the chain because I know the chain will change colors. Although with this set, I feel like honestly it really doesn't matter if they do change colors and they do get darker, just because this is kind of more of a like grungy gothic type of set, and it would probably add to like the aesthetic of it. But I also didn't want to deal with those silver balls, like the silver paint chipping off of them, or the chain like changing colors or anything, because I'm not sure if the chain will change like a darker color or if it will turn like a coppery color, because I have put on a gold chain from this pack that I got this silver chain from, and it turned like a coppery color because I didn't top coat it, and that's not what I'm going for here. Like, I want to keep the black and red and like the silver going on, and I just feel like the copper would end up like clashing with it all. So I did make sure to top coat the chain. The rest of the charms, I didn't bother top coating them. If any of the top coat got on them, I didn't care either way. I just left it. But I wasn't purposely trying to get the top coat on those charms. After that, I did cure for 60 seconds and then applied my cuticle oil. And this is how they came out, and I absolutely love these nails. These are one of my favorites that I have done. I just really like the dark type of aesthetic and like the gothic emo type looks. I guess you could say. I don't know. I've always really liked like the dark, spooky type of things, even as a kid. So like this set is like 100% like up my alley. The other sets that I've done previously are like my thing too, but this set in particular is like hands down my favorite and like me. I really like the my right hand a lot more than my left hand, just because it's the black, and I feel like everything looks better on the black versus on the red. I will say the red is a little brighter than what my hair is, so it doesn't match exactly, but I think the red still works with this set, and it looks really good all together. Also, I'm not really a huge fan of the red, just because I'm not a huge fan of red nails on myself. I feel like it doesn't look very good. but it works for this set and what I was going for. And to be honest, I really want to start doing more sets like this where they're like dark, maybe even like a little creepy or spooky, just because that is like my style in my everyday life. I really love like dark, creepy, spooky things, and I've really been holding back on doing that just because I wasn't really sure how well that would go over with people, but honestly, I'm at the point where I'm like, I just want to do what I want to do and not worry about the trends and what's popular at the moment. And I mean, there will be times where I do something that may be trending or popular because I like the trend or whatever. But I think I do kind of want to focus more on what I want to do and not necessarily what everyone else is doing. But with that being said, I do really love this set and I'm really happy with how they came out. And I love that they match my hair. I've been doing split dyed hair for like a year now, and every time I do new colors, I always want to do my nails to match them, but I've never done it, and I finally did it this time, and I am in love with it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.